Hello, everyone who may be coming in, who may come in later, who may watch the replay. I hope you're all having a good day and you're staying safe. Um, just wanted to do a really quick reading today. It's going to be whatever you need to know at this time. I have the What's the Gossip deck. It could be advice. It could be something you need to look out for. It could be a message from spirit. It could be whatever it needs to be for you. As always, not all messages are meant for everyone. Some messages may resonate and others may not. So please take what does and leave behind what doesn't. It may not be meant for you. It may be a message meant for somebody else. I have to say that because sometimes people don't know and I don't got time to explain. So let's change this to 20. Let's see, got that right there. All right, so this is a collective reading. If you do have a question, you have to send a super chat and I'll answer it for you. But otherwise, it's just going to be a general collective reading. Hi, Tucci, how are you? Okay, so we got a couple cards coming out, but I'm not ready. I want to shuffle these to get the energy. Let's see what the collective needs to know. But as always, not all messages will resonate. Some will, some won't. So leave behind what doesn't and keep what does. Some of the messages may be meant for someone else to hear. Okay. So let's see. I had to put slow mode on because I have to focus on this reading. All right. Okay. Money moves. Okay, we got two cards. Wow. So some of you are going to be seeing an improvement with your finances with the glow up card. I love when those two cards come together because some of you may be starting to value yourself more, wanting to take better care of yourself, maybe are in a better place financially to want to invest in yourself in a makeover or a new wardrobe or something to that effect. Because I love when these two cards come out. Like some of you, maybe your finances are improving that you now have the money to buy, to change the way you look, change your hair, change your makeup, change your clothes, change your style, even change your body. So some of you may be going from like this to this, because I don't know, what's interesting. This is a mirror right here. So it's like some of you may be having like a very significant transformation within yourself, due to finances. Like you're like, okay, I have the money and I think I'm worth it. It's time for a change. So some of you may be thinking about changing like the way you look, changing your environment too, because sometimes you want to improve the way your home is. You want to make it more comfortable. You want to get new furniture, new decorations, stuff like that. But I feel like it's more so with yourself, self-improvement, wanting to be proud. You want whatever is going on inside to match the outside. And sometimes when you are going through a healing process, you get away from any toxic behaviors or toxic situations or even toxic people. And when I say toxic, I mean unhealthy people. And it could be like even manipulative, narcissistic, abusive type of people. Once you get away from anything that's causing you stress, that in turn improves the way you look, but first it could be that, right? But I feel like also with that too, that could be what's increasing your self-value. Because you're starting to see yourself differently and you're seeing that you deserve more, that you deserve better, that you want better for yourself and you're going to do better for yourself. And that includes cutting out certain things that don't work out for you. It could also be a change in your diet too. But for some of you, it could simply be that you're getting some sort of money. It could be a refund. It could be like you go to the casino, you win, you get some sort of deposit put in because maybe you have a business or maybe you're getting a promotion, however it may resonate with you. So the two cards that I have now that I think is two separate messages because they came out separately but together. The Money Moves and Glow Up came out on its own. They came together, right? These two came out together, Mirror, Mirror, and Cuffing Season. So I think some of you, and December 25th is Christmas here in the United States, okay? But that could be the 25th, or December can be significant dates. December, a significant month, could be somebody's birthday. It could be when you met somebody. It could be when you meet somebody. This reading is meant to be timeless for whenever you come across it, okay? It could also be the time, cuffing season is around winter time. So winter time in general. Maybe you met somebody during winter. Any case, You got mirror, mirror. It shows two people who are looking at each other, who see themselves in one another, like your mirror images of yourself. People tend to apply this to soulmates, but specifically twin flames. However that resonates with you, you take it. I still have to do more research about twin flames, but I'm not, from what I've heard, it's not the greatest. So I don't really buy into it, just by what I've heard and the little research I've done. But it says facing yourself and others. So it says reflective relationships, self-awareness, what you see is you. So some of you may be dealing with someone who is similar to you, but they're also like a mirror to you. They're showing you who you are, and you in turn are showing them who they are. You're reflecting or mirroring off of each other, you know, so whatever dynamic you're experiencing, I don't know if it's somebody that you dealt with during the winter season, somebody you met around December or the 25th of any month. But it could simply be that some of you may be having this type of dynamic where you may end up hooking up with somebody, or you, I don't know. It's a temporary relationship, seasonal companionship, short-term warmth until spring, right? So some of you, I don't know if the relationship has ended or it's it's reaching its peak or whatever the case may be. But I think that if you met somebody, you realize how much you and this person that you may have cuffed up with are similar. Shared experiences, maybe shared bad habits, shared insecurities, anxieties, fears, same desires too. Okay, I'm only answering super chat questions. So otherwise, I'm only doing a collective reading. So if you send a super chat question, I could read your question. Okay. All right, so let's see. What else does a collective need to know? What else does a collective need to know? Okay, wow, we got two cards coming out together. Overnight success, rapid rise, sudden recognition, unexpected breakthrough, all eyes on me. So some of you may be in this place where you're getting a lot of recognition. People are recognizing you. People are seeing you, who you are. You're probably on, I want to say Instagram. That was going to pop out of my mouth, Instagram. Some of you may be gaining a lot of followers, subscribers on whatever platform you're using. But I think ultimately it's going to lead to some sort of success where you're going to be living a very luxurious life. Like you're going to be seeing a lot of improvements. And if we tie it back to the money moves and glow up, if we tie that all together, for some of you, you may be starting to vacation more, maybe going out, traveling, possibly getting opportunities to do that too. Comfortable wealth, indulgence, enjoying rewards because I deserve it. So some of you may have put in a lot of work on something specific that now you're reaping the rewards. Now you're seeing that your hard work is paying off and you're getting that recognition. And it could, like I said, some of you, it could be like where you work, you're getting a promotion, you may be getting a raise because they're recognizing your hard work, your dedication. Also, but that increase, whatever the success is tied to, is what's lending to the luxury life. It's bringing some sort of improvement in your personal life. You being able to do more traveling, being able to afford more things, even like I said, wanting to make certain home improvements, possibly even buying a house, even moving to a better neighborhood, even getting a better apartment from where you are, just moving to a different location. But it's like you're feeling really good about yourself. This is Venusian energy, with the glow up and the luxury life. This is giving Taurus and Libra energy. So some of you may be a Taurus or a Libra. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we get. Let's see. The bottom of the deck, I see change, and when I split, hopeful. So some of you, like, if you're wanting to see certain changes in your life, you're going to have to make changes. Okay. Remember, they say be the change you want to see in the world, but also be the change you want to see in yourself. So if there's something that you need to change, that you want to change, that needs to change, then you got to do what you need to do to change. Okay. Because not everything is going to be done for you. Not everything is going to be handed on a silver platter for you. Sometimes you got to put in the work, and you're going to have to put in your blood, sweat, and tears for whatever it is. Not everybody gets things handed to them. Nobody is born with a silver spoon. you know? And you also have to be optimistic that you have the skills, you have what it takes to make whatever it is that you want to happen. Because if you don't, then guess what? Nothing's going to happen and nothing's going to change. Spiritual bath. Some of you may need to take a spiritual bath. You may have been around some unhealthy energies and you need to cleanse yourself. You could do saging, salt baths, incense. What else? I looked up sunbathing. Sunbathing counts as, hi Evie Lion. Sunbathing counts. I looked it up. It's good. It helps with the energy. Remember your third chakra, your solar plexus. It's the sun energy. So some of you may need to improve your confidence. That's what is go up too. It's like somebody is having a change. You know what I'm thinking too? For some of you, you could have met somebody that you cuffed up with, cuffing season, wintertime, you know, they possibly showed you certain things that you needed to change about yourself, you know, and that's what's bringing, like, maybe you're going to be like, okay, well, I want to do more for my finances. So I want to, you know, try to get a better job or try to get a promotion or try to work for a promotion, try to get a raise or I'm going to put more effort towards something that's going to bring me success so that I can have the life I want. You know, somebody could have made you more aware of something you felt like you wanted or you felt like you didn't want, or what you wanted, what you needed to change. People do that. For some of you, it could have been a person that you were involved with, you know, your cuddle buddy, whoever that was for you. But it could, outside of that, it could have, I don't know. It's not somebody outside of that. I think it's somebody that you were with that could have instigated this desire to change, this desire to make improvements, to make money moves, to want to reach some level of success, even want to glow up. It's funny, the humility card fell under the cuffing season and mirror. It's for some of you, this person could have been humbling to you. They could have humbled you in some way. And you could get humbled in so many different ways, you know? I'm going to look up the word humble. I feel like looking up the word for some reason. Because in my mind, humble meaning. Because I have a different meaning that's coming to my mind, and I'm like, I know that's not what it means, but it says having a modest, unassuming view of one's own importance and a lack of excessive pride or arrogance. Okay. Some of you, this person probably made you aware that you thought you were more important than you actually were, you know? That happens sometimes too. That could be how this person humbled you. This person could have grounded some of you. You know, some of you could have been grounded by this person. No, because now I'm tying it back to this. Sometimes some people think they're like this, but in reality, they're like this. Like some people think that they're the shit, but really they're not. You know, you see right there. And I'm not saying she's not the shit, but you know, sometimes people act like this when they're really not. And it could be fake. It could be a projection. It could have to be tied to insecurity, you know? But I feel like some of you, whoever you may have been dealing with, that was like a cuffing season, short-term fling type of relationship, that this person reflected something to you that you were not aware of, or they humbled you about something. They fed you some humble pie. You know, they had you eating crow, even though it shows a dove, you know? But sometimes when you don't realize these things about yourself, you don't realize there's certain things that you need to change. So this person could have been like a catalyst to bring change in your life. You know? Okay, let's see what else goes out. Masculine energy. So it could have been a masculine energy that you were dealing with, or you may be the masculine energy. Take it as it resonates. But what I wanted to say about the word humble is like sometimes people can humble you, but not in the way that they kind of put you down or make you feel like unimportant. But I feel like they could they could teach you something. They could ground you or have you more grounded in reality, where you start to think about more, like, think about it. All right. I know everything is not about like money and cars and jewelry and traveling and stuff like that. We should be like we should be working on ourselves in order to really enjoy those extra things. Because those are kind of like rewards. Those are like perks of being a human being. But you don't want to be a shitty human being. You know, if you have any soul, you don't want to be a shitty human being that's enjoying this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to go to bed at night and sleep. You know, some people, we know who those people are. We see them on the news who feel entitled and they seem to get everything they want, right? But we're talking about people who care, who give a fuck, you know, who want to make a difference, who want to change, make healthy decisions, make healthy choices and not ruin lives, right? Like, I feel like sometimes we meet people that like they kind of ground us in reality, but then also remind us that sometimes we can't be stuck in our head, and we had to put in the work in reality. We had to put in the work. Not everything is going to be handed to us. The masculine energy is all about action, taking actions, not about just sitting there and being a passive, which is what the feminine energy tends to be, you know? So I don't know if there was a feminine energy or a masculine energy in their feminine, because we do have those princess boys, you know, those princess men, the one that want to be catered to as if they're woman, you know? But I mean, like, you should take care of yourself, but don't think that a woman should be your slave. Just like a woman shouldn't think a man should be her slave. You know what I mean? It's equal give and take. You take care of each other. You love each other. You know, it's not you being catered to. Maybe some of you may have dealt with somebody who felt like they had to be catered to, you know? But that's side message. But from here, it's like somebody could humble you enough to let you know there are some things you need to change, that you need to start taking action on, you know? But with the spiritual bath, I feel like some of you, there may be a need to cleanse your energy. I don't know if it's because of who you're around. It could be you know, sometimes when you go through a glow up, you go through changes, you may experience some jealousy from other people, and you may want to cleanse that energy from you, from your space. But another thing is that if you're wanting certain changes, there's certain things that you need to release. So the spiritual bath doesn't necessarily have to be like you saging, but it's also like doing necessary internal work, psychological, emotional, spiritual work, to help balance you out, help you be more grounded, but also be more optimistic. Because I feel like, and I could be wrong, and this is just something that came to my mind, so it's more like a thought than a feeling, that when spirituality or even religion, to a certain extent for both, can allow us to become more optimistic, you know, but you also have to be practical. There are certain things that you need to do, certain changes that you need to make. It's not about hoping, wishing, and praying for a change to be made. You have to put in the work. You have to put down the cheeseburger and pick up a salad. You know, you have to go to the gym instead of laying down watching Netflix. You know, it's like certain things that you need to do that is going to bring a change. You know, you have to take responsibility, accountability for those things that you know aren't the best for you, and start to kind of weed that negative energy out of you, those negative habits, negative behaviors, or even negative mindsets. So this could be tied to the humility and the cuffing season and mirror. All right. Okay. I want to see what else comes out too. Success doesn't come from laying on your back, unless you're a prostitute. And is that really success though? I don't think so. It's just easy money. Let me see. I'm trying to get my cards out. All right, let's see. Oof. I have my message of love oracle deck. All right, so I'm gonna thank you all for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for just being present in this reading. All right. So like I mentioned, this is a collective reading and I'm not answering questions. If you send a super chat, I can answer your question, but I only got 20 minutes left in my break. So this reading is going to be over soon. So I may go on later on this afternoon. I'll see how I feel. Yesterday, I was so tired. Yesterday, I got up so early and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I ended up staying up, then going to work early. And then I was volunteering with something. And then I ended up, I did my live stream around my lunch break. But then after that, I was going to go live. But I was like, I'm tired. But it was too early to go home. So I went by the water. But it was too hot too. I was too tired. Hi, Igloo. Thank you so much. Hi, Jubilee. Hi, Aina. Just as I mentioned in the beginning of this reading, I'm only doing super chat questions. Okay. I'm only doing free. I'm thinking about doing free yes or no questions on Mondays only. But I was thinking about doing it 2 times a week, like in the beginning of the week and then the end of the week, like Friday. But I'll see. So, and one thing I don't like is entitlement. Only the people who can give a super chat and want a question read, you could send a super chat and I'll read your question. I'm not requiring that for everybody, All right. Let me go get my tarot. I'm on tarot. Is this it? Yes, my Rider-Waite. For some reason, I just wanted to go classic tarot. I was going to go into the message of love, but I'm like, let's see. Thank you so much, Igloo. I really appreciate you. Okay, let's see. What message does the collective need to know at this time? Spirit angel goodness. What message does the collective need to know at this for the highest and greatest good? Okay. I want to see what that card was. Was that 8 of Swords? Yeah, that was. Somebody needs to stop overthinking. Stop overthinking. If it's not leading to any sort of results or you're not producing anything with those thoughts, then it's a waste of your brain power. Okay, don't waste your time overthinking unless you're going to do something about it. If you're trying to come up with some sort of action, like a plan, think, but don't overthink. Okay? Let's see. What I see here is that we have somebody who may be in the process of juggling. They may be juggling 2 different things. But I feel like somebody may be thinking about leaving a home situation, either moving back home or moving out. Because we have the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles shows somebody who's juggling. They may have a lot of different responsibilities, maybe trying to juggle their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, but seems to be an imbalance. Like somebody's prioritizing one thing over the other, but it could be too with the ships. There's like some things going on. It's a matter of you going with the flow of whatever you're experiencing, especially if it requires you to walk away from a certain situation that is no longer fulfilling you emotionally. You're no longer feeling satisfied. Like you've poured into it as much as you can, and you feel like your cup is empty. You have an empty cup. But with the 4 of Wands, it could be having to do to like you're going towards it could be juggling between wanting to move back home or wanting to move out of the house, but or maybe leaving a situation where you can go towards victory or success. This Four of Wands is the small scale win. It's like you tried something, you made a decision, like you thought about something, you got the idea, you decided to take a step, you waited for the results, and the results came in and you were successful. Like you have a victory. There's something to celebrate over. But with the Eight of Cups, but for it, it's like either you're leaving something to go towards victory, success, or towards a home, or you're thinking about moving away from home, leaving home. And that could be what's on your mind right now. Maybe some of you may be figuring out or trying to figure out how exactly you're going to pay for this. Like maybe you feel like you're going to have to, like if you're planning to do this, say this. And the fact that I was saying overthinking, maybe somebody's overthinking about moving out or getting an apartment, being on their own, moving on their own. Someone may be trying to figure out, like, how can I make sure that I'm good financially? How can I make sure that I have enough money to pay my bills, to pay the rent, to pay my bills, and pay for the things I need, like food, heat, electricity, subscriptions, and data, internet, all that stuff. It could be that. But let's see. I have the Eight of Wands. I saw that card earlier. So we have the Eight of Wands with the Star. Oh my gosh, cards. Sorry about this. That's too many cards. I just need one more. For the Two of Pentacles, we got the Eight of Wands with the Star card. Yeah, I think some of you, like for some of you, it could be some of you have a wish that you want to go towards, that you want to put a lot of action towards, something that you want to put a lot of effort. And it could be something, I don't know. You see this with the Star card and the Eight of Wands? Some of you could be like I mentioned the home victory or something. Maybe some of you are considering what actions, like how can you direct your energy towards making something come true? You're probably putting your manifestation out there, like, oh, I want this. And then, but you also thinking about like in what ways, different ways can you make this a reality? But there seems to be some sort of juggling, Yeah, juggling with the Three of Pentacles. I think for some of you, this has to do with a work situation. So you have the Three of Pentacles with that. Some of you may be wanting to go towards a dream job. Look at this. The Page of Pentacles came out. Some of you might be offered a job. Some of you might be a little bit crazy because I'm thinking this. Some of you may be trying to figure out how can you get the new offer, get the new job while you keep the old job. You're like trying to figure out how can I keep both things. Some of you may be trying to get a part-time job too. Maybe some of you are having issues financially. And you're maybe trying to figure out how can I, make more money? How can I bring more money in? Some of you may be considering doing something like a part-time job, even part-time internship or something where you can make money, but it's not a lot, but it's just like going to supplement because you got the Page of Pentacles. Some of you, maybe that's where the juggling could be coming from. And yeah, I'm going to tell you this much. If that's your story, do something that is going towards what you want, that brings you happiness, that makes you feel good, that brings you joy, and that could be what it is. Some of you could have received some sort of offer and it might be new. And it might not, I don't know if it's going to be paid less, but it might be something that you actually care about. Something that actually makes you want to get out of bed. Something that you're passionate about. But that it could be a dream come true. But you may be like juggling, like, oh, can I do this? Oh my gosh, like this is going to require me to do that, but this is what I want to do. That could be where this wishy-washy type of energy could be coming from. But it could be anything I've said before too. Some of you may be looking at extra ways you can make money, like a part-time job, something small. Because I was thinking, what came to my mind was somebody trying, like, how can I keep this and that? You know, it could be that. All right, because you want to see success, you want to feel good. But yeah, somebody left. You're living like with the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords. Whatever you're walking away from, it's a painful decision to make, possibly, or it could have been very stressful and just brought you more grief, more anxiety, maybe even disappointment than it was worth. Now we got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you want to go towards victory. You want to leave the heartbreak, the dissatisfaction, the lack of a love out, and you want to go towards success. And the Six of Swords, I mean, it's Pentacles, same Swords and Pentacles for some reason. The Six of Wands with the Four of Wands, it's like, yeah, you want to even see more greater success. Maybe where you were, you saw a small level of success, but you're maybe wanting more. You want to see more. Now, the Emperor came out. So some of you may have Aries in your chart. Could be dealing with an Aries, but this could be a boss energy. Some of you may be wanting to be your own boss. Some of you may be wanting to be your own boss. It could be. Got the Devil. I don't know if you feel some sort of strange attachment to something, but attachment to something that's not even worth it. You're attached to something that's not even worth it. You know, like, yeah, I got success, but can you see more success? Will you see more success in whatever you're dealing with? You know? What's like, you gotta like find out what's gonna bring balance. What is gonna balance you? What is gonna stabilize you? You know, because here you're like, someone's unsure about something, but you gotta think, look at the truth, look at the facts, make a judgment based off of that. And then you'll know whether something's worthy of staying with or not. Maybe some of you were very committed to a specific place of work. If this is a work situation, that you're like, have been attacked, keep coming out with the work. It's work. This is about money. This is about work. Yeah, you've been putting a lot of effort into something and you felt like maybe some of you may feel like it's not even worth the effort, you know? Or maybe you feel like all the time that you spent working for someone else, it could have been work that you could have been doing for yourself to see your own level of success, where you're the boss, where you're making all the decisions, where you have control, you have authority. So some of you may be reaching that point where like, yeah, I should focus on what it is that I really care about, because the stuff I focused on in the past has only brought me disappointment, sadness, has me always thinking about walking away or looking for something better. You could apply that to a love relationship too, you know? Just say that out loud, like, somebody could get better. Nine of Pentacles. This is about independence, stability, security, stability. I said that already. Stability, financial stability, security, independence, self-sufficiency. I think some of you are now realizing that you have what it takes to be on your own, you know? But it could be also, yeah. Some of you, this is definitely not a love reading, which I'm very grateful for. I was going to do love, but I was like, nah. It could be something that, like, I whenever I see this card and when it has to do with finances, about career and focusing your energy, this is about focusing on stuff that makes you happy, you know, that makes you feel like a child. Maybe some of you are returning to like a childhood wish, but that tends to happen to us, you know, when we we see we're not happy with certain situations. Like, I don't like working for a company. I don't like having a boss. I want to be my own boss, that type of thing. Right. But then you're like, I want to go back to what was it that you liked doing when you were younger? What made you feel happy and free? And, you know, like what makes you feel good about yourself? I don't know if that's a compliment or not. K-pop. Hi, Tay. Hi, Ina. Yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, some of you may have to consider what types of things brought you happiness, what lights up your heart, what makes you feel really good, what even makes you feel confident. Maybe some of you need to work on your confidence, you know, to take this step towards independence, financial independence. But it's like, whoever you may have been dealing with, they could have been the trigger for this. Made you realize that there was so much more that you wanted to do. There was so much more that you could do, that and that you're capable of too. Because you may have seen this within yourself, this being mirrored because of somebody that you were dealing with the cuffing season and mirror. But yeah, it's like, yeah, you're able to reach this level. Like, if you think about this person, she looks like she's rich, she's wealthy, like she answers to nobody but herself, you know? She only answers to the call of nature, you know, she has to go to the bathroom, you know, but but it's like you're capable, but everybody's capable of making their dreams come true. It's just a matter of knowing what you need, what resources, what information, what education, if needed, how to get started, is how to put in that energy, the masculine energy. Masculine energy is the sun. Just so you know that. That's masculine energy. This Leo energy, and this is Martian energy right here. You know, Martian is Aries. That's Emperor right there. That masculine energy, that divine. But remember, we embody that even as feminine energies, you know, as divine feminines. We have that within us. It's just a matter of like realizing that. Sometimes you need somebody to kind of like wipe off your glasses and let you see what's really possible for you, because you're seeing somebody else do it, you know. But I feel like it's in a love situation. Maybe that was, if you're in a relationship, a cuffing season type of relationship that may have ended or maybe ending. And some of you, it may be getting serious. It depends on your situation, because sometimes those things become serious relationships. This person, like I mentioned earlier, was like a catalyst for you to want to make some sort of changes. Wow. Oh, it's going to be 3 p.m. here Eastern time. So that means I have to go. So, okay, very soon, actually. So let me put those cards away. And then I'm going to get an angel card. And then end the reading, and this reading here. Okay, let's see what angel message the collective needs to know right now. What angel message does the collective need to know right now? What angel message is okay? Orion. Visions of the future. Your life and future are in your hands. You are a powerful manifest. Ooh, excuse me. I was going to have a hiccup and a burp at the same time. Orion, visions of the future. Your life and future are in your hands. You are a powerful manifester with the ability to call in and create the life of your dreams. What you focus on with unwavering faith is what you will experience. Focus your energy not only on what you want, but on feeling the way you want to feel. For the feelings are what will bring you the safety and connection you desire. The activation message is, I am the visionary of my future. So you have to start to envision what it is that you want for yourself in the future, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, anything. You have to envision it. And then you also have to be feeling it as if it's real. Remember, that's the whole point of manifestation. The law of attraction is not, it's not only like putting in the effort and visualizing, but it's also actually feeling like you have something that you desire, as if it's already there. It's just that you haven't caught up with it, and it hasn't caught up with you. So it's a matter of alignment and stuff. Hi, Bibi. How are you, Bibisita? I'm about to end the live stream, so I'll see you later on today for the live stream later on, because I have to go back. I have to go to work now. So I thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Bibisita, for coming, always being here and always being so supportive. I really appreciate you. And hi, bye, Aina. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Tay. Thank you, I think, for the compliment, K-pop. I'm going to look that up, and then if not, I'm going to block you if it's a diss. Thank you, Igloo. Thank you, Jubilee. Thank you, Evie Lion. And Toshi, you retracted your message, but I still see you. And have a good day, Tucci. I will see you later, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if I don't see you later, I hope to see you next time. Bye.